Hi, other people. This is Fred. I'm happy to join you this afternoon for a brand new live support session. Thanks, Carol, for this morning session. Now we go on for 3 new hours of live support, and I will be your man today. So those sessions are dedicated to any kind of questions you might have about the platform Odoo. Whoever you are, whether you are an experienced partner or experienced user or brand new person who's trying Odoo, I'll be there to help. So feel free to ask me any kind of questions, and I will try to answer as best as possible. You've got a chatter, so yeah, feel free to say me hello and ask your questions through this chatter. Yeah, I will try to tackle every single question one by one. It might happen that I skip one question, so feel free to copy and paste it one more time in the chatter. Okay, we already have watchers from Belgium. Already good afternoon or good morning, everyone, or maybe good evening. Odoo is a worldwide system. We have users pretty much everywhere in the world, so I'll be happy to serve you guys this afternoon and answer your any kind of quick questions you might have about the Odoo platform. Functional questions. We won't tackle the technical side of Odoo today. We'll mainly focus on the functional aspects, questions about the applications and how to use it, how to set them up, things like that. And yes, waiting for the first questions to pour in, to come in this chatter. Just to remind you a couple of things regarding the helps that we provide at Odoo to you users. First of all, we have a help and support platform available at this very address, odoo.com/help. So this platform is especially made for our customers, Odoo Enterprise and Odoo Online customers, for any kind of issue, might be technical issues or functional questions or issues. Yeah, just connect to that address. You'll find a couple of questions to answer, and you will have someone helping you within a day. So which is great. For also on top of our support platform, we also have the documentation that you can easily reach from our website, guys. Just clicking Docs here in this top bar of our website, odoo.com. On this very page, you'll have the choices between the functional documentation or the technical documentation. Since I will deal with functional questions today, I can directly guide you through the user documentation that you can easily reach from our website. Yes, and down here you'll find chapters dedicated to every single application that we have in Odoo. In accounting, for instance, you will have many accurate topics dedicated to questions you might have about the accounting applications and stuff like that. So whenever you've got a question about the system, feel free to take a look at this documentation at first. It might help in any circumstances. Yes, and of course the second level, which is the support platform, where you'll have someone tackling your question. Okay, I quickly take a look at the chatter. So I remind you, the way to interact with me is using the chatter that you have on this video channel. You simply type your question on the chatter. I will take a look at it. Yes, so if I don't answer your question straight away, yeah, of course, guys, it's normal. They will have many questions. So just wait a bit, and if you see that I skip your question, it might happen. Okay, I'm not good. I'm a human just like you. If I miss your question, just feel free to copy and paste it, and I will take a look at it. All right, let me throw a first quick look to the chatter. So hello guys, we have already many people joining us today. Great, welcome everybody. Welcome to Odoo for the new users. I hope you will have a great experience using Odoo. Okay, first question from Xiao. Well, hello there. Thanks for coming to help. You're welcome, Xiao. Regarding the quality app, will Odoo 11 have the ability to create quality checks per work order rather than per product? Well, I not expert in operations and manufacturing platforms, but I definitely know that we have many improvements coming in when it comes to the quality applications. You can throw a quick look at it using our test platform runbot.com. You simply go to the master version. So this is a bit advanced, but for anyone who wants to take a look at the upcoming versions of Odoo, you can simply connect to our test platform that we use internally to test the new code and new improvements to add to the system. There you will find an enterprise repository where you'll find a master branch. Master is actually the upcoming 11 version, so you can simply log in here and you'll have access to the latest developments that are about to be released in the forthcoming Odoo 11. Here I can simply log in with admin/admin credentials, and there you will have access to it. Okay, this is for the expert users, maybe the partners and Odoo developers who want to take a look at the new versions. Okay, and up there you'll likely find the answer to your questions. For this very session, I'll be using the latest version available on our website. So it's kind of an intermediary version between Odoo 10, which is the last long-term supported version that we have, and Odoo 11. Oh, okay, it's good for you to know that online users, so that are using Odoo online from our website, when you can start now, you start a online database, and for those users, actually it's good to know that you always benefit from the latest improvements. And somehow the version I will be using today for this to answer your questions is an intermediary version between Odoo 10 and Odoo 11 that is already available for you from our website. Okay, so taking a look at the question. So to answer your question, Xiao, you can throw a quick look at the master version. But I definitely know that we have brought many improvements to the quality application in version 11. But I'm not overseeing the new developments on this app, so I can't answer like that. But you can take a look at that. So next question, Ari. Good afternoon, Ari. So please, does anyone know how to retrieve OpenERP 7 password? OpenERP is a bit deprecated now. I guess you have a link to reset an invitation from the login page, in order to send an email to your email address in order to restore it. Okay, next comment from Mahmoud. we didn't see anything related to Odoo 11 until now. Well, as I said, so Odoo 11 is not launched yet, so I will be here focusing on the version that anybody can use on a daily life today, starting from our website. So Odoo 11 will be released in less than a month. But you have to know that the version I'm using today is already an intermediary version between 10 and 11. So somehow most of the features that will be made available in Odoo 11 are already available today for you guys from our website. If you are using Odoo online. So those new features are only available for online users. Okay, next comment from Get Us Games. Hello, I'm using Enterprise 10 and so version 10 and just have two combination of website font. Is it normal? Well, I can't dig in and take a look at your system, so here I'm not sure I'll be able to help you regarding this. Basically, yeah, the fonts depends on the theme that you installed on your platform. So here, since you are using Odoo Enterprise 10, I would rather advise you to fill in the help form that you have on our website, odoo.com/help. You explain your problem a bit with the credentials for us to take a look at your system. Okay, you dig in, you explain a bit the issue, and you'll have someone helping you in no time. I promise that to you. So yeah, I think it's the best way to help you with that. So, okay, next question, still from you, Get Us Games. Might you also indicate or adding any Google font to Odoo website? So here it's a bit more technical. There is no way through the platform to do it, but I'm sure you can do it. For instance, adding attachments to your system, and then you can call this font library from the CSS, from the HTML code of the website editor. So there might be a way to do it. Unfortunately, it's a bit more technical, so I won't be able to take a look at that in this very session. Yeah, you can, for instance, ask our. So since you are an enterprise user, you can ask the question to our support team, still through this form, and they will likely tell you about how to do it. Okay, I'm scrolling down, taking a look at the next questions. Okay, next question from Mohamed. Hi, can you explain how we can use PLM, so Product Lifecycle Management? We have an application to manage product lifecycle, to manage product development lifecycle. Well, okay, actually, it's the purpose of this application. Yes, to do so. Here is my demo database with all the modules installed and with demo data, so that it's really convenient for me to demonstrate the things. So basically, product lifecycle management. So we have an app right here that's available to install it for the new users who are watching us today. So going to the apps, the App Store, I type PLM. Okay, I got this product lifecycle management, and I simply install it. So the purpose of this application is to keep track of all the changes applied to your product master data. So the products that you have in your inventory, in your catalog, are evolving. The characteristics, the way you build them up, the way you process them, the way the supply chain is organized is evolving. And to keep track of all those changes applied to those products, or the way they are built up, we have this this application. So the first thing you do when getting to this application is configuring the echo types. So here I have an echo for new product introduction. So you create your echo types. So the echo types are the kind of change request that you want to manage. So you create all your echo types. So it might be about the, as I said, it might be about the supply chain, the product themselves, etc., etc. So here I have one echo type for new products, for the creation of new products in the system. Within each pipeline, I have a series of stages that you have to go through before getting a change applied into your system. And when creating a change request, you can choose the area of those changes. Is it about the product, about the bill of materials? The bill of materials are the list of components that you use to build up those products. The routing is the manufacturing process that you go through to have those products built. Or you can have also changes on both bill of materials or BOM or the routing. So here is so your question is about the products. So the first thing you have to do, of course, is to select this product. All right, now once this is done, I will create a new version, and I think you can do it. Yes, so taking a look at this product, you see now that you have the version 1. You have 2 ecos dedicated to it. So now how to launch the second version. So as I said, I'm not an expert in manufacturing applications, but I'm sure I'm gonna find this out. It's about engine change request the attachments. We apply to the product later. No, it's not here. God damn it, it's the first question. I need to find the answer very quickly. No, it's not there. So let's first move to in progress. No, it's not there. Okay, I don't remember, to be honest, how to do it. I thought it was straight from here, from this very screen. I may be a bit confused about different versions of Odoo. Or it might be there as well. Okay, I don't remember, so to not spend too much time on that, just send out your question to our support. They will tell you. All right, so you go to odoo.com/help. You enter your question, and you have someone from the support team helping you with that. Okay. But it's something easy. I thought it was from the eco itself, but apparently it's not. So yes, I don't remember. Let's take a look at the next question. Okay, next question from Infrared Card Innovation. Can I maintain all the accounting details with your app? Yes, of course. Odoo is a set of business applications, including the accounting. So we have one app dedicated to the accounting to keep track of all your accounting data and giving you all the accounting reports that that you need in your country. We have many localizations available for accounting. So when installing when starting with your Odoo system based on your country, you'll have straight away all the accounting details that are specific to your country. For instance, the VAT rates, the tax rates. Sorry, all the tax reports, the balance sheets, profit and loss reports. All those things are specific to your countries. Well, at least we have it for lots of countries, not all of them yet, but we are working on that. And yes, but all the things you might need about accounting are in Odoo. And one more thing, it's integrated with all the other business apps. Actually, the main, so for new users who are joining us today and who don't know exactly what Odoo is about, Odoo is a set of business applications that are integrated with each other. So it means that all the employees of your company can work in the same platform, and all the documents are interacting with each other. Let's take a look. Since we are dealing with accounting now, it means that sales users that are managing quotations and sales orders through the system will be able to create invoices and accounting entries in a few clicks in the system. That way, the process of the accounting department will be partially automated because of the integrations. You'll have a quotation that becomes a sales orders, and from the sales order you can easily create an invoice and the accounting entries that will populate your accounting reports. That's a bit the magic behind Odoo and why we are so popular. Next question from Krishna Kishore. Hey, I'm facing an issue with the time zone in the leave management. When I'm applying leave for a guy, this is taking the node day as 1.21 but I applied it for a day. Can you help me out? Looks a bit technical, that question. Basically, the time zone is user specific. I can lightly show you how to set time zones for users, because companies might be established worldwide with employees based in Asia and others in Africa or America, for instance, and every single user can have his specific time zones, because we have many things in Odoo related to dates. And those dates, of course, will be in the very time zone of every single user. So here are my user preferences. I have a time zone field that I can change. Here I'm located in Belgium, so I have Brussels as set as a time zone. And yeah, so I would say, Krishna, that for anything weird that you could see in the leave application, yeah, send us a support ticket. We'll investigate it. But like, just based on what you tell me, it's a bit. Okay, yeah, I see. I understand now. Okay, it's likely due to the way the number of days are computed. So let's take a look at the leave. Okay, got it now. Okay, getting to the leaves application. I think this is due to the working time that you have set in your system. So here is the leaves dashboard. Now let's create a leave request. So you are telling me that sometimes in this field you get weird values, such like 1.21. Okay, it's likely, I couldn't confirm, but I think it's due to the working time, because let's see now. Let's take a 2 days leave. As you can see, by default, I have the proper number of this computer. I can likely change the hours. Is it because of that? No, it's not due to that. So I guess it comes from the working time that you have set up in your system. It's likely not in this configuration. Should go to the general settings and throw a quick look there. No, HR employees. Quick tip: in case you are using lots of applications, you can simply type the application name in your home page. For instance, here I'm typing employee, and I directly get the application, so that it's easy to switch from one application to another. Settings, yes, it's likely due to that. So removing this, you might be able to avoid such values. It's to try. If it doesn't work, send us an email. We'll take a look at that. Yes, and I also know that we have many improvements in progress when it comes to the leave encoding system, also to avoid that kind of values, because we are aware of that. So that will be improved very soon, because 1.21 number of leave day doesn't make sense. I totally agree with you. Sure, but I think the way to get rid of that is to remove the working hours. I think. Otherwise, if it doesn't work, send us an email. We'll take a look at that. Okay, next question. I go on Serigraph Print Supply. So it's a company here that I see. Hello. If I had a lot of extra images and information about a product page on the website, so we have now a question dedicated to the website application and most likely the e-commerce. I create a quotation with that product. The whole web page gets added to the quotation. How can I stop this? Extra images and information about the product page on the website. I create a quotation with that product. The whole web page gets... Okay, I understand. Actually, you have to... So I guess that you are using the so-called online quotation application. So it's an option that we have in sales that is mostly dedicated for service companies who are selling packaged services. We indeed have this option allowing your customers to sign the quotation and to pay it online without having to print it, sign it manually, scan it, and sending it back by email. So in order to accelerate the approval process of your customer, we have this so-called online quotations option in the sales settings. Once this installed, you can set up the templates, and the templates basically will be a set of products or services that you are offering to your customers. I will likely have a service, yeah. Let's take the example of an audit, for instance. So you have some products, some suggested products that the customer can add to his order on demand. So you will have a list of options that you can add to the order. But those options won't be part of the initial quotation. They will be suggested as options. Once this is done, I can take a look at the template. The template is an online page that your customer will see before signing or paying the order online. Basically, you'll have to choose between two modes to have this quotation confirmed in the system. So either your customer sign it, or he pays it online. And indeed, every single product has a description. So here I see the section dedicated to my external audit product, and I can simply drag and drop some content. So I can call it external audit. And this tool is really great because it enables to describe your products very easily with the same building tool that we use to create new websites. We have a set of so-called building blocks. So those things are called building blocks, and just dragging them to the page helps me build on my own content, and I can easily change the pictures. Okay, I don't have that much pictures available here. I will have this one, for instance. I can easily change the descriptions, and then I save. Okay, my template is pretty much ready. Okay, I'm getting back to my management tool. With this done, creating a new quotation. So I will quickly introduce all our watchers to this great application, then I will answer your question. So don't worry about that. Creating a new quotation, I select my customer, then I select a quotation template, which is here. So I think it's, which one was it? Yes, it was a default template. And as you can see, the list of products predefined in this template shows up here. That way, in case you sell the same kind of products or services to your customers, you don't even have to encode all the products one by one in the quotations. It's done automatically. And so is it as well with the options that you see here. Okay, I save this, and then you can send this by email once the quotation ready. Your customer will actually see it this way. So this is a professional quotation that looks really nice. Of course, here I was really quick in the description, and in the content of the offer, you see the HTML description of every single product based on what I added in the template. And then as a customer, I can easily accept it online here with the signature, but you can also ask your customer a payment through payment providers like PayPal, Ingenico, Authorize.net, and many other payment acquirers. So we have two different modes available, and you choose your mode in the template. I sign. Once this is done, the order is automatically confirmed so that you can go through the delivery process. When the delivery process will take place either with the inventory application when it comes to products, or with the project application when it comes to service. So that was a quick introduction to this fantastic tool that we have. We have many users using it, and the experience is great for both the salesman and the customer. I mean, it's great to have something pretty much automated to manage orders. So now I answer your questions. You were asking why the content you put on the website, so on your e-commerce, is the same than the one you see in the online quotation, because we rely on the same platform. So I will now open up this this product. It was the audit, the external audit. So you remember from the quotation template, I was putting some content to describe this product. Well, now if I decide to sell this product, this service item online through the e-commerce application, it was not that one. Okay, I don't remember what I did. I likely missed something. But basically, yeah, the description, the content you use to describe your product in both the e-commerce and the online quotation applications are the same. So in case I put some content to, like here I have some content to describe this product. Now getting to the quotation part, I will retrieve the same content, because both platforms are relying on the same thing. But actually, it's not a bug or whatever. It's just something that helps you set up your system much quicker. But you have to know that, yeah, both applications rely on the same product description. So this is my e-commerce with my product description. Now getting back to my quotation interface, I have the default template. I think it was the iPod. If I save now, yeah, in the preview I will basically see the same content as you see here. Okay. So when editing this content from the template, it will also impact the e-commerce. So it's something that is good to know. But actually, it's not an issue. It's something really important to ease the setup process of your system. Otherwise, you would have to copy paste the content from one tool to the other. But since Odoo is integrated, that's the power of Odoo to have this integration. Actually, it's a good thing. Okay, I hope it answers your question. For you guys at Serigraph Print Supplies. Next question from Johannes. Hello, so I'm using Odoo for IT projects. So you are a service company. What is the basic flow from the point where the client has accepted the project? Well, it depends. Basically, I would say it depends on your own internal organization. But when selling projects through Odoo, this is how it looks like. First, I create my product. My product will be, for instance, here consultancy hours. The product type will be a service, so it's not something I have in my inventory. It's a service. No, I'm doing it in the wrong system. I need all the applications to be installed. So I restart now. Okay, going to my catalogs. I do it one more time. Consultancy hours. This will be a service type product with a sales price per hour. Let's say 50. Okay, $50 an hour. Then, for the invoicing point of view, I will basically I have three different possibilities. The first thing is to track the delivered hours on my sales order manually. So I'm the consultant who's taking care of my customer. Once the project or the mission done, I open up the sales order and I directly encode the time I have delivered. That way, the salesman can directly trigger the invoicing. If I'm based on invoicing on delivered quantities, because you have two modes to invoice your products. You can either invoice what is ordered, basically when you invoice at the sales order time. So when you confirm the sales order, you launch the invoicing. The second mode is based on the delivered quantity. So you wait until the product or the services are delivered to the customer before invoicing them. I will switch to that mode in this case. So I will first deliver my consultancy hours, and then I will invoice them to the customers. And I will here select the second option, where the system will generate a project in my project management application for this customer. So I will have a customer specific project where all the time recorded on this project will be gathered on the sales order to launch the invoicing. So this option, the second option, is good for project specific customers, for customer specific projects. Sorry. Last mode, create a task and track hours. It's the case of maintenance, for instance. You have one project to manage all your maintenance missions, so it's mostly about short time operations, short time missions. So you create, for instance, a project for all the maintenance operation, maintenance ops. And whenever you sell this service through a sales order, a task will be created within this project. Okay, so it's no longer a customer-specific project. It's just one mission, one task that you allocate to this customer through a global project. In this case, I will deal with a customer-specific project, and within this customer project, developing a new application, for instance, I will have many tasks. An application to manage leaves, another one to manage the agenda or the CRM. I select this, and my invoicing, as you can see here, is based on delivered quantities. So basically it will be based on milestones. Good, so that's about my product configuration. Now let's turn to the sales order. To the quotation first. My customer will be Camp to Camp, and I will sell them some consultancy hours. Okay, here I will name for, I will add an extra description for custom leaves application, so an application to manage holidays. Okay, and my forecast is to spend 100 hours on it. I'm sending this quotation to the customers. I'm now waiting for the answers. When getting the answer, I simply confirm the sales order. For your information, thanks to tools like online quotations, the sales orders can be automatically confirmed with the customer signature or the customer payment. Here I will request the payment afterwards, but it depends on your on how you organize that in your company. So that's my sales order. It's confirmed. A new button shows up here with my project. So the project by default is named with the sales order, but I can of course rename it. I can rename it with the customer name that I see here, Camp to Camp. Camp to Camp leave application. Good. I can set up this this project. I will be managing task. Okay, good. That's really great. Now, as a project user, as an employee in the company, I will now see my project in my dashboard. I can add it in my favorites or remove it from the favorites, and I can start creating the task. First thing, before creating the task, the stages of your project. I will have a stage new for new tasks to manage, in progress for running task, review for the testing phase, for instance, and done, and cancel in case of a cancel task. Good. That being said, I can now organize my project through different tasks. Task 1 will be I don't know, the employee database, employee yeah, so it will be the employee form, okay, to register the employees through the system. The second one will be task 2. Leave structure, and the task 3 will be, so those are the phases of my project in this case. Leave structure, and then leaves interface. Good. Now through those tasks, I can now encode some time. So my employees in the system can encode the time they spend on this very action, on this very task. They can do it straight from the task, because here in the task they will find many information about what they have to do. We have description fields when you can pretty much put any kind of text. So requirements. Okay, I can write down here pretty much anything. I can add some links, etc. I can assign this task to specific people. I can schedule and forecast the time to spend on it. So this task is kind of tricky. So we'll spend at least 20 hours out of the hundreds schedule. I'll even set a deadline for the project manager to easily review the task. I can tag it. For instance, here it will be about employees. Tags can be about the customer. It can be about the job to do, the team that is supposed to to manage the task. But it can be about anything. Most of the items set here, the priority star, for instance, are also visible in Kanban. Here I see the deadline, I see the responsible, I see that it's a priority task. Okay, and now I can start working on it as soon as it is assigned. Here, for instance, I can assign it to another user, Camille, for instance. Okay, this is my task. Now let's start working on it. The employee will have the ability to either encode the time spent from this very task, or to do it from the so-called timesheets application. Here is the timesheet application where people encode the time they spend in the company. The project is the camp-to-camp leave application, and the task is task 1. Okay, today I have worked 8 hours on that. I can describe what I done. So I did the blueprint and I save. So getting back to this, every single employee or team manager will see the time spent by either by them or by the team members. You can either encode time on projects or on task within a project. This done, as a project manager, I'll see the time spent over here. So through the task, I'll see that 40% of the time scheduled at the beginning has already been done. And the timesheets can be found here. As you can see, all the applications are integrated. So far, I played with a quotation, a sales order, who created a project. From this project, I assigned tasks to employees, and those employees have encoded timesheets. Now, let's imagine we are at the milestone of the project, where when you are supposed to invoice the customer for the first time, based on the job already done. So now I'm putting my sales hat on me, and I taking the quotation to issue the first invoice. So I'm a bit long with that. I will get back to the question as soon as possible, but I think it's a really good topic to deal with. I'm almost done. So yeah, I'm opening this this order. As you can see here on the ordered quantities in hours, which were 100 hours, 8 of them have been already delivered. The line is in blue. It means I can already invoice something, and this sales order will show up in the orders to invoice because there is already something I can invoice. It's the time delivered. Since my product, my consultancy hours were set up this way, invoicing based on delivered quantities. So this order appears as an order to invoice. I click it and I simply can launch the first invoice. The number of hours invoiced is 8, so the time I spent so far. So this is basically how it works with the project management integrated with the sales and the invoicing. You sell something, you deliver it, and the time spent based on the timesheet is recorded on the sales order, and you can manage invoicing based on that. So I hope it answers your question, Johannes. If not, yeah, feel free to come back to me through the chatter. New attendee, Les Bicart. I work in Odoo 8 community version. I would like to try Odoo 9 or Odoo 10 community version. I would definitely advise you to go for version 10, of course. Can I install a new community version and not jeopardize Odoo 8 version if I want to return to Odoo 8? So it's a bit technical because it's about versioning. Your question here, well, basically in community, you can't migrate from one system, from one version to another. To benefit from the upgrade of your system, you need to upgrade to the enterprise subscription. Otherwise, you'll have to migrate your data manually through import files with Excel. So it's not really convenient unless you are just using Odoo for the agenda or quite limited things, which I doubt. So no, basically, yeah, to benefit from upgrades on your system, you need to be using Odoo Enterprise or Odoo Online. Odoo Online is great because you benefit from the first application for free. So let's imagine you are just using the website application or the sales application. Actually, you can do it for free as well with Odoo Online. So I would, in such a case, I would rather advise you to switch to Odoo Online, and that way you'll benefit from the upgrades for free. So even with free apps, we're delivering this service for free to any online user. So yes, here I would rather advise you to switch to Odoo Online. But feel free to ask our support team about it. They will give you the procedure to switch from Odoo Community to Odoo Online, for instance, or even Odoo Enterprise. But staying in Community, we can't do anything for you. At least when it comes to migrate to a new version. Next question, Obaro. Good day. So please, how do I set up a manufacturing operation on Odoo? I'm a bit familiar with how to create component products, but unfamiliar with the manufacturing operation. Thanks. Okay, question about manufacturing application here. The manufacturing application. It's a great tool. It's a great tool, highly integrated with the warehouse application, where you store and manage the inventories of your and the moves of your products. The goal of the manufacturing application is to turn components into finished products in your inventory, and to manage the operations related to that. The first thing to use this application is to configure the so-called bills of materials. A bill of materials is a list of components that you're gonna consume through a production process in order to get a finished product that you're gonna sell and ship to your customers. In this demo database, I have a couple of BOMs already defined. Let's take a look at this one, the computer, this computer. So this is my finished product. Basically, the product I will ship or and sell to my customers. And those are the components that I will basically buy to my vendors, to my suppliers, or that I will also build myself. Because you can have multi-levels bill of materials with actually components that are also finished products in another area of your supply chain. So it might happen that, for instance, the computer case is actually also something you build in-house with a specific bill of materials. That's how basically we got multi-levels bill of materials. Once this is done, you create a manufacturing order for this product. So computer, let's have this one. I save, and I automatically get all the components I have to pick in my inventory in order to process this production. As I also said, it's highly integrated with the inventory. So when clicking checking availability, the system will make sure those products are available in my warehouse in order to launch the production. Here, it seems like it's not the case. I have some items that are okay. They show up in black here. Okay, it's fine. So they are available. I can already pick them in my warehouse. Some others are not, and those ones show up in red. So before launching the production, I will have to make sure those items are available. So I will have to reorder them to vendors. And basically, how to do it? There are many ways to do it. The first way is manual. You, on a daily basis, you check your product list. Let's switch to the list view, and you take a look at the forecast quantity. The forecast quantity is actually what you have in stock, plus or minus what you are supposed to receive or to use in your internal processes. Taking a look at I forgot the name of one product. I'll have this one. Okay, the first item not available is this one. Of course, I can click it. Straight from the product, I see that the forecast quantity is -2. So based on the current demand, I will be running out of stock with all the operations in progress in my system, including the one I just created right now, the manufacturing order. So at least to fulfill the needs that I have internally when it comes to this product, I need to order at least 2 units. I have 2 in stock, but I have a request for 4 units, so I need to order 2 other units. The rate we feel is customizable. By default, you refill manually by creating a purchase order and send it to your vendors. You can also manage the inventory levels of your products in an automatic fashion with so-called reordering rules. The reordering rules will define actually the thresholds to reorder those items automatically to your vendors. With this rule, I tell the system that below 5 units, I reorder to my vendor in order to have at least 12 units in my inventory, and that way you can easily avoid stockouts. So this tool is really efficient to avoid blocking points in your supply chain and bottlenecks. All right. For the purpose of this demo, I will buy this item manually to my vendor with the purchase application. Okay, I know that I need at least 2 units. I will order 5. I will confirm the order. So this purchase application helps me manage the request to send to my vendors. So here I confirm the purchase order because my vendor told me that I could have those these products very soon. When I get this product in my warehouse, I validate the entry move to update my inventory. And now, taking a look at my manufacturing order, I'll be finally able to deliver it. So if I check the availability one more time, yeah, this item should be available. And okay, I'm here using a demo system, and I likely took the wrong locations to order it because this demo system is running with different companies and different warehouses. So I think I ordered it in the wrong warehouse. But just to understand, to explain you about the principles of the integration between the operation applications. So from manufacturing orders, in a manufacturing perspective, you have finished products and components that you put together. In case the components are not available, you can easily spot the stockouts clicking the product or through the inventory application, and then you can request reordering with the purchase application. And once the stock refilled, you can go over with the manufacturing. So everything is integrated, and it goes even further if you integrate that with the sales application, because you can have your manufacturing orders created automatically from sales orders. You have a request from a customer that will trigger a manufacturing order for your warehouse and your plant. So that was a bit about the basics of manufacturing, and also I wanted to emphasize on the level of integration, which is really high between such a tool and the other apps. Okay, Get Us Games. I hope I pronounced correctly. Okay, seems like you are not really happy about the support we provide. Well, we do our best to answer your questions. No, just send your questions to to our team. I'm not here. You are not giving any examples, so I couldn't help you further. But yeah, through this form, you'll have someone answering your questions. And if you are not happy with the question we provide, just reply back, and we'll investigate further. All right, but at the end, all our customers are happy. Not really. There might be some misunderstanding, likely. Yeah, and of course, I just wanted to tell you that those sessions are open to any kind of question for all the apps, but it means a lot of content, a lot of things to explain. For the purpose here of this session, with lots of attendees and stuff, we can't deal with all the explanations and all the demonstrations. It might happen that we don't know how to do one particular thing, but we have many colleagues around that that can help you through this support form. So in case I can't answer a question, well, you still have the form, and you'll have someone tackling your issue or question the soonest possible. Okay, next question. Labtech from Labtech. Hello. How to add fields into invoices and quotations? Very good question. I like it much. So how basically to customize your interface in order to to better manage your own requirements. So we come up here with a generic tool that is made for any kind of company throughout the world, but it might happen that you need some extra information to store in the system to manage your process. And to do so, we have introduced lately a new tool called Odoo Studio that enables you to customize your interface. I'll have, for instance, the quotations. We'll give you an example. So in this quotation, the default fields that I see are the customer, the quotation templates, confirmation date, payment terms, delivery method, etc. Okay, for whatever reason, you might need a new field in this screen to, for instance, have an expected. Let's see. Let's take a look at Studio. I'll find an ID. Here is my default screen, and I can customize it by using the same mechanism than the website or the online quotations, just by dragging and dropping a field. So let's have a new field, for instance, that is dedicated to the salesman, the budget. So customer, I'll type the label here, customer budget. All right. Then I say, okay, this is gonna update. Now it is, and I can do many things like that. I can also reorder tabs, add new things. So every single screen in Odoo is customizable. You can do it. You can do so on every single screen. It's really great. An amazing tool that enables to quickly adapt Odoo to your own needs. Whoever you are in terms as a company. Then I close this screen, and I will now have this new field added to my platform, and I can start using it. Typing here $5,000. Okay, so that's basically the way you have to customize screens and stuff. And I did it through this Odoo Studio tool. This is an application that you can install as of Odoo 10. So it is. This is the module you install, and then clicking this toggle, you can start customizing the screen you are using now. Here, when using the Odoo Studio tool in the home page, I can start creating new apps or even change the background of my system. Okay, in case I'm a t-shirt company, for instance, you can upload the logo of your company here. Okay, there are many things like that that you can do. Put a t-shirt. Well, okay, you can also start creating your own app. So here, clicking here, you can start creating a brand new application to manage classes in a school, to manage meetings in an hospital, any kind of need. So I'll have the classes, okay, in a school, for instance, to manage the agenda of the teachers or the agenda of the rooms, kind of stuff. So my first object in my database will be a class, and then you can start build up your application using the same tool, just with dragging and dropping stuff to the page. You can also add buttons, add server actions, automations to automatically compute the content of some fields based on the values of other fields, that kind of stuff. Alright, so I hope it answers your question. Yeah, of course here I added this field in my user interface, but you can also add it to your printed report. So the documents you will provide to your partners, your customers, your vendors, etc. Okay, so first you create the field on the interface for the user to set a value, and then you can still using Studio, you can customize the printed reports. I can likely give you some hints regarding the quotation. I think it's still true here. You'll have the reports. Yeah, here I'll have the printed quotation in order that you can send to your customers. Yeah. First of all, here you can rename and translate pretty much everything. You can also add new stuff. I'm not sure you can do it. You can add new fields from here, but from the system you can do it, but likely not here, because this tool doesn't work with the drag and drop. With the drag and drop, it's a bit more complex. But at least you can change the terms. So here I don't want to have payment terms. I just want payments. That kind of changes. So you can quickly customize the layout of your reports that way. And then from the technical side, I won't deal with that here because it's a bit more advanced, a bit more technical. But from the technical settings, you can also add your new field, your customized information into those reports, and that's managed through HTML views. Okay. But if you want more information about that, you can take a look at our technical documentation. It's explained up there. Okay, next question, Sanjay. How can I invoice employee timesheets in version 10? Well, pretty much I just demonstrated this a few minutes ago. What you have to do first is to create a sales order. You sell a service. In this service, you will set the number of hours that you sell. Then this sales order will generate a project. Using this configuration, I can show this to you one more time. So my product I used for the demonstration was consultancy hours. And make sure this, so to have all the workflow working seamlessly, you set the product up this way by selecting this option in track service. Okay, so timesheets on project, meaning that a project is created whenever you come from the sales order. You'll have one customer specific project. The timesheets recorded within this project in whatever task will be collected in the sales order. They will be counted on the sales order where you'll be able to launch the invoicing. Okay, but the platform, the screen that we use to manage invoicing in Odoo 10 is the sales order. First, you sell to the customer, you deliver the time, and then you invoice from the sales order. Next question from Serigraph Print Supplies. Is it possible to integrate the 3CX VoIP system into Odoo? I couldn't answer. Actually, we support one kind of platform for when it comes to VoIP system. It's the Asterix. So we do support Asterix system for now. So I don't know the 3CX system, to be honest. But if it relies somehow on the Asterix server, it will work fine. Okay, so for when it comes to VoIP system, we support the Asterix server, and this is an option you will see in the CRM settings. I think yes. So as in the integrations section that we have here, the first one is for Asterix server. So you enter here the credentials of your server, and you'll have your platform integrating with this server to manage calls. So you'll be able to launch calls in Odoo. You'll be able to track them, to record a feedback, etc. You'll be also able to manage a queue. So this is perfectly integrated with the CRM app. So you can call from the opportunities, from the address book, etc. And every single call that you process is recorded in the system, so that you can you have a full history in terms of interactions with the customers. Okay, taking a look at the next questions. Yeah, I need to catch up a bit. Okay, next question. Mohamed is asking how to configure automatic email replies for different recruitment phases. Very good question. Actually, it's pretty seamless. You'll see. It's easy to do. I'll open up the leaves. First, I'm gonna reset this background because it's not really visible. Pictures, I'll have I'll have something else. Okay. Okay, now let's go to the Leaves application. No, the requirement, the recruitments, sorry. So with the recruitment application, you can manage the recruitment of new candidates for job positions. So the first thing you do is creating job positions. Here are some default job positions like consultants, developers, trainee, etc. Then within each job position, you have a process with stages, and within this pipeline, you'll have your candidates. Since Fred is applying for this job, so here is a list of candidates through the process for your different job positions. So it's really easy to manage, and what you're asking is sending them automatic emails based on the stage in the process. So let's take a look at this. Oh, no, I don't have any job position here. Okay, so here is the one with a candidate. The way to set up automatic email is through the stages. Clicking edit stage. You can use here, you can set a use template, which is the email template. So here are default templates that are existing in the system, interest or refuse. You can also create new ones. I will have this one, for instance. And here is the email template. You can also customize it. Those are provided by default. You can change them as you like. You can change the title, change the content. it will really look personal. So here the applicant will see his own name thanks to those placeholders, for instance. And you can create your own placeholders, your own automatic values with the placeholder generator. So it's a really good advanced tool to create and manage email templates, and it's generic throughout the system. So what we do here in HR can be done as well in CRM, sales, invoicing, accounting, etc. So, and basically that's it. It's the only thing you have to do to send out automatic emails to your applicants. You just go to the configuration of the stages, and then you choose your email template that you set up. Okay, I'm now turning to the next question. Okay, next question, still from Mohamed. Can we have quality checkpoints related to any action rather than manufacturer? For example, if I create survey and I need to check survey result to approve or reject survey. No, the quality check are only for operations that you have in your warehouse. So it might be about manufacturing. It might be also about all the warehouse moves. And in the inventory application. Now, when it comes to other apps, we have something that is now generic throughout the system. Beforehand, it was specific to CRM. We made it more global in the latest online version. It's the so-called activities. On any record of your system, I will have, for instance, the sales order. Anyone can schedule activities. You have different kind of activities available. You can also create your own templates, your own types of activities. Here with a call, make a call to to get the customer answer. So I just send out a quotation to a customer. I'm just scheduling a call in 2 days from now. To get the status, to get updated about this quotation and to move forward if the customer accepts the deal. So I have this new activity showing up right here. So it's visible for me as a user, but it's also visible to all the other users, all my colleagues that have access to this sales order, so that everyone knows in the company that a call is scheduled. And something coming up in Odoo 11 will be a toggle available in your top bar in order to retrieve all those activities. Okay, so in this current version, it's we only see it in for a few applications. For instance, in the CRM, I will see the next activities of my opportunities, and basically most of the activities are recorded on objects on business objects like opportunities, tasks in project management. Okay, so we already have some menus with next activities, but they are only dedicated to some objects. In Odoo 11, we'll come up with a generic tool to retrieve all the activities scheduled in your system, whatever the application is. Okay, so it's so when it comes to other objects that are not related to warehouse operations, the activities are a kind of good generic tool to schedule such activities like quality checks, for instance. But it's manual. Here the activities are not, so unlike the quality checks, the activities are manual, so it's on, yeah, it's on the user. The user basically has to schedule them. Okay, last question from Mohamed. How can I manage different currencies in CRM? For example, if I have quantity multi-currency opportunities, how they will affect on total forecast? No, basically, so on opportunities, you can define an expected revenue and a probability of success to compute a forecast. The forecast will be the expected revenue times the probability. But those expected revenues are only in the currency of the company, on the very company I'm using. And in case of multi-companies environments, yeah, the global, the aggregated amount will be based on the currency of every single company. And in case of multi-currencies situation with companies located on different countries, the amount you will see in your reporting section will be always in the currency of the very company you are using. So if my company now is in dollars, all the forecast I will see in my system, and it also true for any kind of report through the system, will be in this very currency. And in case of opportunities created in other companies with different currencies, there will be a conversion rate. The conversion rates are settable and editable in the accounting application. From the settings, I'll have to turn this on first. I set up the option. And then, with this option, I'll have all my currencies with different rates. So you'll be able to set up your rates. Those rates can be automatically populated from platforms like Yahoo Finance, or the European Bank, or the Bank of Canada. So there are many external currency systems that we can integrate with in order to update those rates. So that can be done automatically. But so that all the results, all the amounts that you have in the reporting sections are computed in the currency of your company. It's how it works. So that it's clear, it's obvious in your reports. You don't have results in different companies, in different currencies. Sorry, everything is given in the same currency. Next question from Michael. How does one create an export of a product stock history with an accumulated column at the end? Easier to understand. Current report shows source and destinations, which is difficult to understand. So you have to know the moves in Odoo works like the accounting, with a double entry management system with sources and destinations. So it's not a matter of plus and minus, it's just a matter of, like you have in accounting, debits and credits, it's a matter of source and destination. At first, what I would tell is that on products themselves, you have many existing reports that give you basically the history of such item. The first one I would give you is the quantity on hand. On the quantity on hand, you have a list of quants, basically all the units that are stored into the system. Clicking on those bunch of items, you have a list of you have an history with all the moves recorded in the system, so that you know exactly when this item came in your warehouse. Otherwise, yes, pretty much all the data stored in Odoo can be exported to Excel. But if you want to have an accumulated column, you'll have to apply this on your own formula into Excel. But it's gonna be outside of Odoo. But yeah, definitely you can do it. I'm not sure it's really useful. Most of our users rely on the default reports that we provide to them. For instance, this one regarding the quantities I have in stock. You can also, to have a better history with all the delivered quantities, you can simply update the filters. Here I don't have a good example here because I haven't delivered this product yet. Can take a look at this one maybe. Let's take a look at my quantity on hand. No, I don't have anything delivered here. Maybe this one. Yeah, still not. But yeah, clicking this quantity on hand, you have basically the history of all the units you have in stock, plus all the units that you have already delivered to your customers. Simply removing this filter, internal locations. That way you'll see all the items that are at the customer side. Okay, the warehouse the inventory application works with different kinds of locations, and whenever you deliver to your customers, the products don't disappear from the system. They are just moved to so-called external locations. So locations, kind of virtual locations that are located outside of your company, and that are no longer taken into account for the inventories. But still, the units are still there in the system, so that you can easily review the history in terms of moves or in terms of whatever. Just removing these internal locations will give you the history of all the units that have already gone through your warehouse. So I would rather use such reports. Here it was product specific, but going to the inventory application, you'll have the same kind of report for a bunch of items. In the inventory control, no, I will see my products. That's not the thing, but you can review the inventory valuations or the stock moves. So even though this report is not maybe the best ones, I would rather take a look at the quants. Now that will give you the inventory valuation. But this is also good to see the number of units you have in stock at a specific date and the value computed based on all the moves, the purchase price, the sales price, etc. So everything is computed into those reports, so that you know exactly how much your inventory is worth, so that it's easy to put that in your accounting. Okay, so I show it one more time. When it comes to products, you open up a product and you click the quantity on hand to have a list of quants. And a quant is actually a number of items that have the same characteristics. It's the same product, they have been received at the same time, they have been delivered at the same time, etc. So it's a bunch of items in your warehouse or outside your warehouse that have exactly the same characteristic, because they share the exact same history. Okay, but in case you don't find the information you need into Odoo, yes, of course, you can still export pretty much everything into Odoo. So as I said here, yeah, I was going to the stock moves, the list of stock moves. You can filter this on specific products, iMac, for instance. Select all those items and export such a view to Excel. You select the fields of such records here, the stock move that you want to export, and you'll get an Excel file with this in order to process advanced computation or advanced reporting. The next question is from Moto. Hello, is it possible to force website customers to register first before placing an order? Yes, you can do it. It's not a feature that we have in standard. This will come, definitely, not in version 11, but right after. We have some plans to do that, but you can already do it right now. It's just a bit of configuration, but you can do it. And the procedure is explained online, so you can Google restrict e-commerce Odoo. I'm pretty sure that this is enough to get the guidelines. And here it is: how to restrict the access to the e-commerce menu. Well, here it was easy for me because it's a topic of mine that I wrote a few years ago, but the procedure hasn't changed. It's a bit technical. You'll have to switch to the developer mode, but that will force your user, your customers, your shoppers to sign up first. They won't have access to the e-commerce shop until they don't sign in. They don't sign in. Okay, so we can definitely do it through this procedure. It's a bit technical, so I'm not demonstrating that right now, but so that you see that it's something you can do. Something I want to tell about that is that basically we don't like basically forcing your customers to sign up is not in terms of customer experience is not good, because what a customer wants is to buy the soonest possible without being forced to create accounts, etc. But we know that creating accounts are useful to better manage sales statistics, to better understand how customers are purchasing, etc. We know that it's important, but it's a matter of balance. What we do in Odoo is creating customer accounts after the first sales. So the customer will place an order online. He will get an email from your system. From this email, he will have access to a portal, to a customer account to retrieve his order. And when connecting to this customer account, at that time, a customer account will be created. At the very next time, the customer will be able to reuse this account. So we prefer this approach because it doesn't force the user to spend too much time creating an account. It goes straight to the point, so buying what he wants, and the account is created later on if the customer wants to come back to your website. But we know that it's a common need in the e-commerce industry. We'll be working on it very soon. In the meantime, you have the procedure that I gave you right now in order to hide the e-commerce pages as long as you don't sign up. Okay, Somoto, so I hope it answers your question. Please try this out. and come back to me if needed. All right, we go on. Obaro is asking, how do you link projects to customer analytic accounts? Well, it's easy here in this case. A project is an analytic account. So the analytic account is the accounting part of the project that enables you to compare both the revenues and the cost of a project, but with both the project and the accounting applications running in your system, whenever you create a project, you will have a dedicated analytic account so that you can easily compare the revenues and the cost. So these are my projects. Now getting to the accounting. I will find there my analytic accounts, and basically you will find there all the projects you've created. Clicking this customer project, for instance. Then I can have a look at the cost and the revenue, the comparison between both. That's the biggest feature that we have for analytic accounts. It's why it's useful, because it takes cost from all the operations, so the purchases that you do for a project through the purchase application, and the revenues that you record through the sales app. Here I don't have anything, but first taking a look at my settings. The last section in accounting is dedicated to analytics. There are different modes to turn on. The one here is about activating the analytic accounts on the purchase orders, so that whenever a purchase officer sends out a request for quotation to a vendor, he can define an analytic account, so a project on this purchase, so that this cost later recorded in your accounting when it comes to the invoice will be related to the project, and then you'll be able to compare this purchase with the value sold through the sales order and the customer invoices. So it's really nice, the analytic accounting, because it's at the border of many applications, like all the maintenance, all the operations apps like purchase, inventory, etc., and the sales part. Here is a purchase order, and then here you can set an analytic account. The analytic account basically has the same name than the project. I can type agrolay, or even I can even retrieve the project I created earlier today. I think it's Camp to Camp. Yeah, here I see the leaves application that I wanted to develop. Here is my project. Yeah, here the cost was 0, so it won't impact anything in my reporting. I will duplicate it and change the value to 1000. This is my bill. The analytic account is still set, and once the bill validated, it becomes a real cost for my company in terms of accounting, and I will see this impacting the analytics. So as a finance manager, or a project manager. My analytic accounts, camp to camp. Yes, I've likely forgot something here. Because here is my the time I spent. The time I spent. So it's a cost in terms of employees, but I don't find. Likely missed something. But basically, yeah. Whenever you confirm bills, whether it's for sales or purchases, you will find the related accounting entries there. And be able to compare the plus and the minus to analyze the profitability, the turnover of your project. Okay. So to get back to your question, Obaro, the analytic account is seamless. You don't have to do anything. When you create a project, the analytic account is automatically created. So the project is the analytic account. Next question, Bendy Sandeep. Hey, how to change the web browser title to our desired name, which is mentioned in the JavaScript file. The web browser title. Well, the web browser title is the page name that you set on. In the website. So I'm now going to the website application. Yes, so in the website application you can let's open up the contact us page, for instance. So what shows up here as name is, I think, defined here in the title. So if you change it to contact, for instance, it will be automatically updated. Okay, so you can do it for every single page using the SEO, the search engine optimization menu. Just changing the title. So Ajit Singh 06, with a complicated name, is asking, I have just bought an Odoo subscription. Great, welcome to Odoo. And I did a trial, but not want to delete everything and start fresh. How to do it? Well, it's simple. You create a new database. So you get back to odoo.com. You don't tell me whether or not whether you use Odoo Online or Enterprise, but you simply create. If it's for Enterprise, you create a new database from scratch, and it's very easy to set up. Or you create a new online database from our website. Somehow, some data can be removed from your system, but when it comes to more advanced data like accounting, once validated, you can no longer remove them from the system because it's not legal. When something is recorded in your accounting and confirmed, it's part of your history. It's of your legal history, and you can no longer remove it. Because of course Odoo is compliant with the accounting and fiscal legislations, so you can't remove such data. So if you have already recorded sensitive data like invoices and stuff, I rather advise you to start from scratch. You can also archive the data. We have in many objects like products, customers that you might have created for test. You can simply archive them. Okay. I will do it. Okay, good. taking this this product, yes, I will get to it. You can simply archive them, and then those records no longer show up in your in your database. They are still there, but they are archived. They are no longer visible. So I didn't notice, but the questions asked here are from almost 1 hour ago. So I'm gonna try to catch up a bit with more recent questions. So sorry. So if I've skipped your question, just put it back in the chatter if you are still there. But as of now, I'll try to be more up to date with the latest questions, because here I didn't notice. Sorry guys, but I was answering questions from 1 hour ago. The time is running fast, so I will catch up with the most recent question. If I skip yours, just put it back to the chatter. Okay, I will catch up with the latest one. Well, so far I don't see any. Okay, so I get back in time. I'm quickly reading. I'm just checking for good questions to answer. Yeah, question about GDO about real price and perpetual inventory. I don't see any question in your comments. Yes, of course, we like that kind of questions. It's a bit sensitive because it's about accounting stuff. But yeah, feel free to ask a question. If I can answer, I'll be happy to do it. When using multi-currency with purchase orders, the system will choose the vendor currency as we set it up when we create the vendor. Yes, it's true. On the product, you will define the vendor prices, and you will set a currency for those vendor prices. So when creating a purchase order, the currency will come from there. And choose when we set up a bill for this vendor. The system choose the system default currency. Yes, it sounds a bit so the Grun Arabia. So I'm reading your question. There's kind of a couple of steps to follow to reproduce the issues you have. So yeah, send us an email with the process, the flow that you follow. We'll test it out and we'll give you our advice. Okay. Okay, Serigraph Print Supplies was asking, why Studio not the same in Enterprise? There is no menu on the left and all with all the components. Yeah, because the Studio module that you are using is in version 10. In between, we have improved the module, and it will go on in the future. So the version, as I said at the very beginning of this session, I'm using Odoo Online to demonstrate the flows, and Odoo Online got many improvements after Odoo 10. That's why it looks a bit different. Okay, so for all a little reminder for those who just joined us today, this is a live support session. We answer any kind of functional question that you might have about Odoo. You might be a new user or even an experienced user, but you have a question about the system. You want to know a bit more about it. I'm there to help. Just ask your question through the chatter, and I will be helping you as best as I can. We have many channels to help you use Odoo. First of all, we have the chatter on our website on odoo.com. Most of the time you have someone available for you to answer quick questions. In case you are using Odoo and you get stuck, you have an issue, you can contact us anytime, 24/7, using this form available on odoo.com/help. This is for enterprise and online customers. You explain your question, your issues, and you'll have someone tackling it very quickly. We also have the documentation, so you want to know more about how to do business things in Odoo. We have the so-called user documentation available from our website. When clicking Docs, the link that you have at the top, you'll have one chapter per core application, with a list of guidelines that are business oriented. So we always try to have business oriented topics, so that it's not only about the features, but about the flows, the business needs that you have in your company. So we have the documentation, and also we have live support sessions like this one that we organize every Friday during a few hours. So take this opportunity to write down your question, and I will be reading it very soon and try to answer through this demo. Okay, the next question I will deal with is from Beatrice Lana. Okay, I use Odoo 10 online. I'm trying to set email templates, but they are always sent as the root user. Is there any way to change the from of these emails? Well, the from of these emails are always the email address of the current user. So if you whatever the email template you are using to communicate with your customer, the from will be the email address of the current user. Let's take the one from the quotation, which is a really common object. Well, no, I can send it by email one more time to my customer. Well, it's a bit technical, but yes, what will show up to the customer is the email. So I'm not sure about the email template you are dealing with, but this in case if you don't see email, well, you can simply reuse the same value that I have here, for instance, for the quotations. This is what will show up to the customer. But also for the others, I have to say that those email templates are fully customizable. You have default templates for all the objects in Odoo. Here is the sales order, but you can customize them this way. It's a bit technical. Here you will go to the technical side of Odoo, but still to tell you that everything you have in the system it's not hard coded. You can modify it to fit your own needs. Mark Verspeek is asking about the web shop. I think it must be possible to hide prices and only show prices to logged in users, but I can't find where. So we don't have this in the standard features. You can take a look at the App Store with all the modules available for community and enterprise versions. I'm sure there will be some applications available there to manage that. If you are running Odoo Enterprise or Community, so running on your own server, it's not available on Odoo Online by default. Of course, we can do it through customization. It's kind of easy. It's not tricky to do, but it's more technical. Here you have to do some customization. We are also thinking about integrating such features in the future. As I said, for the sign in and the sign up process, it might be a good idea to implement that in forthcoming versions of Odoo. But for now, we don't have anything for that. One way to do it would likely be to set the price to 0. No, it's not not a good idea. But take a look at our App Store in case you are running on premise. You can search in the e-commerce section. You can type some keywords here. Hide price, for instance, something like that. You see? So just typing hide price, I already got 5 matching applications. So to dig in, type some keywords. I'm sure you will find something there. Since we have thousands of applications, so I'm sure at least one of them will be matching what you need. Otherwise, in case you are running Odoo Online, there is no issue with that. It's something we can do through customization. So feel free to fill in the help form, and you will have someone dealing with you the soon as possible. And even when it comes to customizing your system, we have Brian consultants that are customizing the interface of Odoo for our customers every day, and I'm sure they will be very happy to assist you with that. So if you are more interested about that, just fill in the form, and we'll have a customer representative contacting you ASAP. Okay, Nicolas actually had the same question as Mark. Okay, it's good to know. So it means that we have it's kind of a common request that comes out. So it's really good to know, and somehow if we can do something for upcoming versions, we'll do it. Serigraph print supplies. Can I send email to customers within a task projects and not have a view task button at the top of the email? I just want them to answer the email, not view the task. Okay, I will not do the entire flow right now because it would mean setting up all the accounts, etc. The customer accounts. But I'm not sure you see the button. I think you see the button because you have you're likely the website installed with the customer account. But yeah, for sure, all the email templates can be customized. So if you want one of your email templates to be customized, I will have the same answer here. Fill in the form, explain what you expect, and our customer support will come back to you with an explanation about what we can do to assist you with that. But for sure, we can do it. It also depends on the version, because the behaviors and the layouts of the email templates are constantly evolving with the new versions. We try to use the best templates, the best layouts for the email, so it might have changed somehow in the latest version. So just contact our support, give us the version that you are using, and we'll take a look at that and give you a procedure to have this done. Because normally view task will only show up to the internal users. I think it's more about you are likely sending the email to internal users, and you have to know that only internal users will see that, should see that button, because that give them the access to the task into the system. But whenever you send an email to external people, they won't see the button. And you can try send the email, create a task for a customer, or it can be a fictitious customer with an email address that is not used in your system for users, for internal users, so people that are actually using the system, and you will see that the button doesn't show up. Well, it shouldn't. If it does, contact the support. Right. Reading the new questions coming in. Peter Hoff asks, how to configure Odoo to receive emails from my Gmail account into Discuss channel? Good question. You can actually use Odoo to interact with your customers or your partners with any kind of email servers. By default, Odoo Online embeds an email server so that it's seamless. You don't have anything to set up. In case of Odoo community and enterprise users, we provide in our documentation. Cleaning my screen a bit. So going to the documentation, you'll see the Discuss app right there. And Peter, you should take a look at the very last topic, how to use my own email servers to send and receive emails in Odoo. Within this topic, we explain the configuration process for both online and enterprise community users. Okay, it's explained there. You'll find the procedure to set up new external and to set up external email servers, but also our advices when it comes to online customers. Okay, so you can take a look at this piece of documentation, and I'm sure it will help you do that. It is explained in the documentation, but you have to go to the general settings to set up incoming and next and outgoing email systems. In community and enterprise version, to use your Gmail or Outlook address with Discuss app, you have to check out this option, external email server. Then, once this is done, you can type your domain here, for instance, gmail.com, or the name of your company.com. So the domain name of your email server. And then you set up an incoming and outgoing email server. Taking the example of Gmail, here is the internal email server for Gmail. The server name will be, so Gmail is running on IMAP. The server name will be imap.gmail.com. All those credentials are provided by your email provider. So just type this on Google and you'll get the right credentials to use. In the case of Gmail, is imap.gmail.com. And the username and password is actually your email address and your password. You type them there, SSL, yeah, is running on TLS. I will have the test with one test email account that I have. Manager at odoo.com. Alright. Once this set up, you can test and confirm. Okay, here in this case it failed. So likely missed something. IMAP manager. But basically, you enter all your credentials here. I think we provide some examples in the documentation as well. Take a look at that. Enter your incoming and outgoing mail servers, and then you will be able to send emails and receive emails straight in Odoo using your emails. Okay, but everything is explained there. So take some time to read it carefully, and you'll be good to go. Otherwise, in case of question, send us an email and we'll answer any extra question. Good. A new question of Beatrice Lana. Is there a way to create leaves allocation automatically based on employees' admission date? In Odoo, so the answer is yes. Not from the leaves application, because it's a bit more, it's a bit technical, in a way that you have to set up automated actions. In Odoo, you can create and manage automated actions for everything based on your own needs. So we don't have it by default, but you can set it up based on your all requirements. It's a bit advanced. It's part of the Odoo Studio. So I'm gonna reload this because he struggles to contact the email provider. So your request is about leaves. And using Odoo Studio, you can create so-called automations. And this automation, you can trigger different kinds of actions. You can create, you can send emails, you can create new record, you can update records. You can do pretty much, everything you want in the system. And so it's a bit more advanced. It's dedicated to advanced users. This automation part. So once the action defined, you'll then set up the conditions, how and when to trigger those automatic behaviors. So here is the condition that you can define based on what happens in the system. Okay, so this is the kind of thing you can do using Odoo Studio. In your case, so I won't demonstrate it entirely here. I don't have the time, and it's yeah, and it wouldn't be meaningful. But basically, here the solution would be to create a new record, and on the trigger condition, you would have the admission date. So on creation and update, here you can edit a domain. So I will be adding a filter, and here I will select the admission date, for instance. So I'll likely have a date or something. Okay, I will take another date if I don't find it. Okay, I have the start date. Good, it's there. And let's imagine that we trigger the action when the start date is set. And then here, so here is my condition, here is my action. The action will be on the leave. It will likely be a leave request. So it's a leave. And then I can, yeah. So here I was wrong because the start date is for the leave and not for the employee. But somehow you can set advanced domains to to trigger this on the employee. Okay, and then you apply. So thinking of this, actually I shouldn't do it on the leaves, but on the employee itself. So I'm thinking loudly. I try to to see the best way to do it. So I would rather create an automated action on the employees. So allocate leaves. I will update, I will create a new record in the leaves. Good. And the conditions will be to have the date or start date. Here I have the date of birth. Yeah, something. Okay. In case the start date doesn't exist here, you can create this new field, still from Odoo Studio, and then you can create some action based on that. Here I will, for the purpose of this demo, I will simply use the date of birth. Or you can, based on the creation of the employee, so as soon as the employee has been created, so it means that the candidate, the applicant has been hired, okay, we allocate leaves automatically. So this is my condition, and then I can create new new leaves into the system. And here I can define default values per fields within the leaf. So the employee, the employee will be. I can give the employee here. It's a Python. It's a bit technical. We give all the details of that in our technical documentation. But just to show you how, just to give you some clues about how to do it. So it's dedicated to advanced users, but you don't need any development to do it. You can do it straight from the interface. You don't have to develop additional modules and so on. So any engineer in your company will be able to set up such thing. Okay, catching up with the questions. Yeah. Mohammed is asking, is there any way to use barcode scanning in order to manage inventory stock take? Yes, yeah. Our warehouse application is fully integrated with barcodes. We have a module to that, to manage that and to set up barcode nomenclatures. I will close this up. Here, going to the barcodes, you can pretty much manage all your inventory operations without a click, just using scanners. On all documents printed in Odoo come with a barcode that you can scan in order to manage everything end-free. It's really great. We have some examples here where you can, with barcodes, that help you trigger any kind of operation in the system. For instance, here, if you want to edit a document, you can scan this one. If you want to validate or cancel the document, you can scan that such barcodes, and everything will work seamlessly. So you can take a look at the barcode barcode scanning module, and it's fully integrated with the inventory applications. And as you can see here, you can either manage operations or inventory, scanning serial numbers, that kind of things. Okay, Moto is asking, could you explain how Portal behaves to website in view of customer access to own documents such as orders, quotations, and invoice? The Portal accesses are seamless. Whenever you send, the customer buys you something on the e-commerce, he gets an email with a link to open up the document in his customer account. When clicking this button, is redirecting to a sign-up form. In order to create the account, but everything is seamless. There is absolutely nothing to set up anymore in the latest SaaS version of Odoo. It was a bit more complicated beforehand. We wanted to improve it for new versions. Now it's done, so you can take a look at the latest online version available online, and you will see that the process to sign up is really seamless. And let's take a look at the module right now in website. Soon you will find, so in the upcoming Odoo 11, you will find a new option available right here to manage the two different kinds of customer accounts. Either you give the accesses automatically, so whenever the people request it to from previous orders or etc. Clicking on the link in the order emails, or you can also log the access and give it on your own. For instance, it's really useful for B2B platforms where you just want to give access to specific customers. It might be a way to give them a specific pricing, that kind of stuff, but that will be available in the next Odoo 11. Okay, you'll see an option here to either have an open customer account or a closed customer account where you give the accesses manually on your own versus accesses given automatically. But otherwise, everything is seamless. You send an email. The common process is sending an email to the customer, and from the email, he gets to the sign-up page of the portal. Okay. Okay, there are lots of questions coming in, so I need to accelerate a bit. Mark is asking, how can I grant all my customers access to the portal in one action with an import? Yes, in your case, what you can do is importing users, because portal users are actually users in your system with specific access rights. By default here I see the internal users. If I remove this filter, I will also see my customers, and here it is, and search no, I step back. Here when it comes to portal users, the best way to do it is through the customer list. Here is my customer list. So, but what is the process to send them a portal invitation? You select them all. In actions, you have the portal access management, and then you select the ones you want to invite. They will get an invitation to sign up. As soon as it's done, they are considered as portal users. Okay, so something you can do in this version, waiting for Odoo 11 with the new system to manage that seamlessly. I think you have an option in general settings for the portal. Yeah. Yes, you can simply check user sign up. That allows external users to sign up from login page. If you check this up, any user will be any customer will be able to sign up on its own. And here are the default access rights, but you can stick to the default access rights because they are dedicated to portal users, so you don't have to change that. But at least checking that, anybody will be able to create an account from the website, for instance. Otherwise, if you don't have this checked for now, it means that you manage a restricted portal that is only allocated to special customers, because you give the accesses manually. So with this check, they will be able to sign up on their own. Okay, but you have to know that in less than a month from now, you have a new option to manage that more easily from the website and even from the general settings. Okay, next question. Grand Arabia is asking for damaged goods. We send it. You send it to scrap. How to scrap it? Then cut the value of it. I don't understand what you mean. The scrap button is just an action that you have in any kind of operation, and this action will move those products into a specific location where you store all the scrap products, because they are damaged or whatever. Yes, that's pretty much it. It's pretty much straightforward. Beatrice asks, how can I see a view of delayed task? Deadline was before today. Okay, good question. It's very interesting. So in project, here are some tasks that I have. I will have some deadlines. First of all, it's the effect is visual. Here I have a past deadline, so a due task. First of all, the deadline shows up here in red. It's highlighted in red because it's we're too late. That's the first thing. So the first thing is a visual effect, and then in the filters you have an assigned star. So there is no direct button for overdue. We do it for activities. It's very good to mention because within task you can schedule activities. It's something I showed a bit earlier. So here is an activity that I scheduled, so call the customer. There is a date on that. If I schedule it, I'll be able to filter on overdue activities. Okay, so at least you have a quick filters when it comes to activities recorded in your task. When it comes to the task itself, so first you can rely on that. In case you have too many tasks and this is not sufficient to drag your attention, you can apply customer filters on the date. Simple enough. You'll have the deadline, and the deadline is before today. Okay, and still you'll get the same result. So just using the custom filters on the deadline field. Nicolas Seta asks, how can I put my products in unpublished when stock is 0 automatically? So you are talking about e-commerce. You would like to unpublish the products when, in case of stock out. In current version, you can do it through automated action. That's something you can do. It's pretty much easy because all the information are stored. So if the stock is 0, then you change the value of the publish button. That's the way to do it for now. Otherwise, just one good news for you: in Odoo 11, you will have a tool to manage that is managing that automatically. So, in case of stockouts in Odoo 11, you'll have the ability to block further sales. Customer won't be able to buy products in stockouts. It's an option that you can activate. But this is one of the features coming in the new release. I quickly check the next questions, and then as soon as I answer them, I can likely quickly turn to Odoo 11. I'm sure lots of you are very interested in the new version, so I can spend a few minutes through it and show some and give you some hints about such stuff. Just browsing the remaining questions, and then if we have enough time, I'll show this to you in Odoo 11. So hi there, Jordi Montoro is asking, how can I connect Odoo with online PG database? Well, the Odoo is running on PostgreSQL database. So I don't know exactly what you mean by connect Odoo with a database. So when you create Odoo instance, it is connected to it is running on a PostgreSQL database. So here it sounds a bit more technical, but for your information, yeah, we run on Postgre database. But just as a reminder here, this is a section. This is a live support session about functional questions. So any question you might have about the interface and the features available in the platform, I'll be there to help. Next question from Self. Hello, I've been creating users for 1 hour. Okay, I don't understand how you can add the country and state. I tried us, but okay, just quickly reading here what you're explaining, because it sounds like an issue that you got. Cat host with online hosting database. And I don't understand how can I add country and state. Well, the country is and the state is something you define in the address book. It's not something specific on the user. When you create a user, you will find it in your address book, and there you can define a country and a state in the address. Yeah, there is a. You should elaborate a bit more, or because it's yeah, if it doesn't answer your question, you can likely send an email to our support using this platform. So odoo.com/help. For the new watchers who just joined us right now, this is a live support platform. I'm here to answer any kind of functional questions. For more advanced issues or technical stuff that you want to deal with, we have a support team available for you guys, and the way to reach out with them is to simply fill in this form that you have in front of you on odoo.com/help. You just answer the few questions of the form, and you will have someone working on your questions in very soon. That's how the support works at Odoo. Also, it's good to know such sessions that you are watching today are organized every week on Friday. Okay, so after the session, yeah, get back to Odoo, get to work, and for any other question, any issue that you might encounter, you either ask us through this form, or you watch the next session organized next Friday. You also have people answering your questions on the on the website chatter. So simply connect to odoo.com, and you'll have a little chatter in the in the down corner right here. Okay, it's not available now, but most of the time someone is answering your questions. Okay, let's go through the next questions. Yeah, so Jean, Jordi, regarding your question about the database, so you can't access the online databases like that. They are of course secure. So I'm not exactly know about what you try to do. It looks like a bit technical, but yeah, unlike the community version where you host the code and the platform, yeah, the online databases are secured. So that's likely why you can't access to them. But feel free to contact our support regarding your request. Or since it's a bit more technical, you can also take a look at the community forum that we have, and I'm sure someone already encountered the issue you are facing. So it's help.odoo.com. It's our community forum. And yeah, you can ask a new question or take a look at the existing question. Yeah, just type connect to PG database, something like that. Because most of our partners and Odoo experts are using this forum when it comes to technical matters. Okay, a new question is coming from Carlo. Hello, can you please explain how can I add units of measures to invoice reports? Good question. It's an option we have in the system. You can install it, for instance, from the sales application. Units. This option is called units of measures. Most of the time we use it when you sell and buy items in different unit of measures. For instance, when you buy in boxes and you sell in units. This is really useful for inventory perspective. But you can also use them to simply display unit of measure different than units. By default it's units. In Odoo you can change it using this option. I'm opening a product now with two new fields showing up, the unit of measure and the purchase unit of measure. So yeah, the unit of measure will be used for both the inventory and all the sales operations, and the purchase of unit will be used to deal with your vendors. So when you send out purchase orders to your suppliers. But then you can change changes right here on when creating a new product. You can change the unit of measure, and it will show up in your reports. An example: cable. The unit of measure for my cables will be the meters. So now in my sales order, I see my new unit of measure. When printing this quotation, here I select my quotation template. As you can see, the new unit of measure shows up. It's no longer the units, but it's the meters. And you can create your own ones. You have default unit of measures in the system. You can create your own ones. So it's pretty much straightforward. I hope it answers your question. I showed this for the quotation. Of course, it will look exactly the same in the invoice. Okay, so don't worry about that. Good. Good question from Anna. From Anas. Hi, I would like to ask if it's possible to access Odoo with which is installed on Windows PC from another computer on same network, since the computer which Odoo is installed is using local host. Yes, you can access this this Odoo instance, but you actually have to connect to the IP address of the local host. Okay, so using so I guess you are testing Odoo for the first time. You just ask Google, what is my IP? Okay, Google will give you your IP, and then from the other PC, just in your web browser, you type your URL, then 8069 by default, which is the port used to reach out your Odoo database, and then you will get to your Odoo server. Since you are testing Odoo for the first time, I just advise you to test it online. That way you don't have all the installing issues and all the matters to the technical matters to take into account. And it's free. Testing it online is free, at least for 15 days. And if you just use one application through our scope of modules, it will remain free after the 15 days. So when it comes to testing Odoo, I always advise you guys to do it online. It's much more convenient than installing it on your local machine. Just go to our website, you click Start Now, you choose your starting application, and yeah, that's how it goes. It's simple. It's Odoo. Alright, so I hope it answers your question, but that way you don't have to take care of such technical aspects. With online, you just get a URL for your system that is managed and created automatically, and from the other PC, the other computer, you just reach out you just open up the Odoo system using the URL. Itesh is asking, can I send email to CC recipient in cell quotation sent by email? The wizard gets open, so from there, is it possible to send emails to CC recipient? Yes, you can. You can define, you can add CCs to your, you can actually add new recipients to your emails. Those recipients will be considered as followers of the document. So Odoo is really innovative to tackle the communication. So it's not only about emails that you send and answers that you get. It's about it's a bit like social networks where people like or follow things. In Odoo, it works with followers. Every single document has its own followers. In the sales order, the default followers will be the salesman and the customer. So so that whenever an email is sent, it is shared to all the followers. And when sending a new message, or sending it from here, send by email, and adding new recipients, so other contacts of your contact book, all the new recipients will be added as followers, so that they will receive the answers of all the next messages shared through the discussion thread. It's how it works. We have a concept of CC in email templates. It's a bit more advanced. It's mostly about internal stuff. So internal people that you like to keep informed whenever you send such an email. But it's more internal in such a case. Or you could rely on still using dynamic placeholders to populate values automatically. You could rely on a specific field that defines external people. So in this case, those guys in CC won't be added as a follower. So in case of reply and stuff, they won't be notified with. They will just get this very email. That's something you can do with the CC field, and you can populate this field the same way. But it's more advanced. I would rather advise you to keep everybody in the thread so that they they get notified whenever someone sends an email. Okay, still regarding the unit of measures, so Peter is striking back and asking, can we configure a product with various unit of measures and price? For instance, for Coke, 1 can for $1, 1 carton of 24 units for $20, etc. Can I scan a barcode for 1 can and a barcode for 1 carton instead of choosing U or M every time? When it comes to scanning items, we'll use a different concept. That is the packaging. So in inventory, you can create the so-called pack. No, this is for warehouse. Maybe sales. Still in sales. And I think both options are related in sales and inventory. But when installing packaging, you will be able to scan the different items, and it will be recognized through the inventory operation. So you install this app. Then, getting back to my products, I'll have following on your example that you gave me. Yes, at the product level, you can define the packages. So, friends, here the first one will be the unit. The quantity per package is 1. You can link this up with carriers in case of shippings, for instance. That way, the dimensions of your packages will be relying on the requirements of your carriers. And as you can see here, you can set a barcode that is specific to this kind of packaging. That's for the operation part. This is not about the price. It's mostly about the operations. So I create my units, okay, and then I have my box of 25. So box 24. Quantity per package 24. with specific barcode for the inventory operations. Good. Now, when you sell this product through a sales order and trigger all the upcoming operations, you select the product, and then you can choose the kind of packaging. Is it a unit or a box? Here, the system is smart. When you select a box of 24, it knows it's for 24 units. So it tells you, okay, watch out, you don't have enough units in stock to sell that. You should sell, okay, 24 units. Okay, that's fine. So I put 24. And then you can sell. Another alternative, because there in such cases like that, you have sometimes a few options available to do it in Odoo. You could also do it through different products, with one product for the unit, the can, another one for the boxes. Lots of supermarkets are managing this like that, with different products in the database, because the barcodes are different. The only issue with that, sometimes it's not a big deal, but it's up to you to decide based on your own situation, is that you don't have one global inventory for your cans, because you have the distinguished products, one can and one box, so you don't have something aggregated. So that's why we added this packaging option to Odoo. At least you rely on one SKU number, one product reference, and different packaging with their own barcodes. But the units that you see here are based on the default unit of measure that you have here. A third way to do it, because here we also have a third way, is using the unit of measures. But with the unit of measures, you don't have the integration with the barcode. That's the only thing. That's why here I would likely go for the packaging stuff. Then, second part of the question is about the price. To manage the prices, we have specific options for that, which is called the price list. The price list is available under this option, multiple price per product. I will install it. And thanks to it, I will have several prices per level of quantity. For instance, I will have, as you said, a price for 1 unit, but for when it comes to 24 units, it's a carton, so I will have a specific price. The sales price I have here is for 1 unit. I will make it a bit more specific with the pricing tab. Something really interesting that you have to know is that the pricing can be specific per country, per customer segment, etc. So there are many ways to make the product specific to the customer or to a part of your customers. Here I will take it for my Euro customers. The price will be 20 for if you buy more than 24 units, and it will be yeah, actually it's the unit price. Here I step back. Here it should be the price for per unit within that box. Okay. The only drawback, the only issue here is that if you sell 25 units, you will benefit from the price of the cartons, which is not good, actually, thinking of that. So, so when it comes to the price, it should likely be better to manage it through different products, and each product have its own price. Is there any other possibilities with the pricing. Taking a quick look at that, then I will go through the next questions because the time is running, and the questions as well. Yeah, 4 questions to catch up. I'm coming to you guys. That's the support. It's also searching a bit in order to give you the answer, guys. Okay, then I will take a look at the price list. Where I have the rules to compute the prices. No, I don't have the unit of measures here. Yes, so in case of specific prices per kind of packaging, I would rather go for one product in the database per kind of packaging. I think it will be easier. If you don't have this constraint, you can rely on the packaging. Otherwise, I think the best would be to have 2 products. You can ask the same question to the community through the forum to have other advices. But yeah, quickly thinking of that, it's what I would do. Then to dig in. It's just I just throw something in a bottle in the sea. Okay. Next question from Carlo. Is it possible to import local community version database to cloud enterprise and vice versa? Yes, all versions are compatible, and we migrate the data for you. So when you are using Odoo Online, you can download backups from your customer account. You can download backups of your system. On the other way around, when you want to upgrade to online or enterprise version, we'll do this migration for you. So you will send the database to our team, and they will create an online account for you. Okay, to have more, to have all the information about that, you can ask our support team and go to odoo.com/help. Okay, with this request, and they will go back to you with the procedure and how we do to have this done. Okay, next question, still from Carlo. If I purchase module from Odoo Online Store, do I get a download link? Is it possible to use modules in both versions, online and a local server? Okay, it's a really good question. The App Store that we have is mostly for Odoo Community and Odoo Enterprise. You might have some modules available for Odoo Online, but it's explicit. You'll have the list in here. So here are all the versions for which we store applications on the App Store. And here are all the applications available online, but you don't have to download them since they are available through your database in the apps menu. It's the same applications that you will see here. The other applications, the community applications developed by any Odoo developer around the world, are only installable in community and enterprise databases. Okay, it's something good to know. So, if you are, in case you are using Odoo Online, never download applications here. You just install the applications that are available through their internal app store of your system, which is here. You simply click Apps. Okay, so the App Store that we have here available on odoo.com/apps is only, as I said, for community and enterprise version, where you host the code and when you can modify it with additional modules. You get the code, you get those modules as soon as the order is completed. So you get a link by email, and it's automatic as soon as the payment is processed. So Itesh is giving some more details about the CC for the emails sent from Odoo. As per requirements, we need to keep CC filled in this wizard. So if user wishes to send email to CC recipient, also it should work. Yes, so it's something. Yeah, for now in Odoo we make it simple. Most of the time, we consider that in most cases, people want to add people to follow the thread, the discussion thread up to now. As of now, sorry. So that's why we made it simple with a field to add recipients. But yes, of course, with additional development, with a little modification, and this is something that likely already exists in the App Store to check out. You can add a CC field to not add followers, but just people for one-time sharing. Okay, Peter, regarding the box stuff. Why don't you create a unit of measures of box of 24, but when you sell box of 24 code, you need to enter 24 for quantity and not 1? Yes, it's good, but the issue here is with the barcode. Since the barcodes are different, you won't be able to manage that correctly. But yes, it might be a way to do it as well. It's some of the customers do so, but we have to take all the process into account. And with unit of measures, with specific unit of measures, you won't have different barcodes. Otherwise, yes, I totally agree with you. It makes sense. And at least, yeah, in the sales order, when it comes to encode the sales order, it's easier for the salesman. Okay, someone is joining us. Mauricio, hello. Where can I find the XML view of the receipt generated by a sales order in the point of sale application? There isn't any XML view for that. It's the content of this ticket, because of its format, is hard-coded. What you can edit in the receipt of the point of sale is the header and the footer. Point of sale. Going to the configuration, you'll see there in the configuration of your point of sale, not in the settings, you'll see there a section for the receipt where you can enter both a header and a footer. So you can't edit the rest of the ticket. It's hard coded. It's there in the code, but you can add a header and a footer. So I hope it answers your question. Okay. No other question for now. Don't hesitate, guys. Don't be shy. So for people who just joined us right now, this is a live support session on Odoo. Wherever you are, whether you are a new user, an experienced user, partner, a member of the community, you might have any question about the functional aspect of Odoo. I'll be there to help for another 40 minutes. So go ahead, just use the chatter and interact with me. I will take the questions as they come, one by one. we do organize such sessions every Friday, all day long. Otherwise, for whenever you need some help using Odoo, we are with you. We are sitting by your side. Just send us an email. Just fill in the support form on odoo.com/help. This platform is for our online and enterprise customers, including the free online users. If you are a community member, you can rely on the forum. So the forum is available on help.odoo.com. Where all the members of the community will take a look at your question and interact with you. It might be about functional or technical aspect. Otherwise, if you are discovering Odoo, you can also sometimes check out on our website. We have the chatter that is available there, so that you can directly interact with our representatives. Simply connecting to odoo.com. Okay, waiting for next questions. In the meantime, I can likely give you some clues about the upcoming version 11 that will be released in less than a month, or early October, during the Odoo experience that will take place in Belgium this year, where we will showcase the brand new version and release it. I got a question about Odoo 11, so I will quickly scroll down in the list of questions and maybe get back to that quickly, so that I can give you the new interface of Odoo. You'll see it's really interesting to see how Odoo is evolving. And yeah, I've had a bad memory. I remember we had a question, but I don't remember about what it was. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't retrieve the message in the chatter. So I know I was talking about Odoo 11 with someone of you guys. So if you are still there, just put the question back in the chatter, and I will go through the new version with you. Coming in less than a month, I will give some explanation about the new version in a few minutes at the end of the session. Okay, taking a look at new questions coming in. Moto, you are asking what quants means. Okay, it's a good question. The quants is a concept we use in the inventory application to manage the history of the operations made on your products. So by operations, I mean the moves that happens in your warehouse. I will open up a product. So the quants are kind of a technical concept. What is dedicated to the inventory of your products. Here, I have 500 units of this iPad mini in stock, and I got those 500 units through 3 different quants. A quant actually is a unit, a number of items that have exactly the same characteristics and the same history. Taking a look at those 180 units, those units have been received in the warehouse the same time, and they have been delivered in case of delivery to the customers. They have been delivered at the same time as well. So it's kind of a bunch of items that have the exact same history in the system. Taking an example, for instance, if you receive 100 units of a product and deliver 50 units of this item to a customer later on, you'll have actually two different quants in your system. When receiving the 100 units, you have one quant because you have one pack of 100 units, and then you split out this package in two when it comes to the delivery, because you get your 50 units that you deliver to the customers, so you have a move credit for that, and then you keep the remaining 50 units in the inventory. That will be the second quant. So you have a split. Whenever something happens, that is splitting the quantities that you have in a quant. So basically, a quant is a technical unit that we use to compute the inventory in the system. It's what you see here when you click the quantity on hand. It's a bit more technical, but sounds like you are a technical person, so I'm digging a bit. Yes, that's what I can say regarding that. More information in the documentation. Just go to odoo.com/documentation and check out in the inventory module. There are some good definitions, good examples provided there. Okay, taking a look at the next question. So Sebastian is asking help for his online database. I will not access your database right here because I guess your data are confidential. But so for any help regarding your system, and in case you need someone taking a look at your system, you send out an email to us through the help platform, odoo.com/help. You fill in the form, you enter your database information, you explain the problem, and you will have a representative, one of the support guys taking a look at your issues. Roberto is asking, is there live in Portuguese? When I went to my setting and set up second company with the same database, my sale quote and invoice is continue counting. How can I separate the count of each company? Okay, I think here you have two things. So we don't have live support sessions in Portuguese yet. This should come in the coming months. But we have a system fully translated in Portuguese in case you install the Portuguese language into your system. So that we have for sure. But I know that we plan to make some sessions in Portuguese quite soon, especially from you should have that from our office in America. When I went to my settings and set up the second company with the same database, my sales quote and invoices continue counting. How can I separate the count for each company? Well, the multi-companies environment is a bit more advanced, but basically the count you see is based on your access rights, and you might have users that have access to several access rights. What you are likely doing is using the administrator as a user in the multi-company environment. Don't do that, because the administrator doesn't respect any of the access right constraints defined in the system. So whenever you set up a system with at least two companies, the admin users is only for setup matters. You have to create additional users and use them instead to take a look at to manage your operations, and that way you won't have any problem with such counting issue. Okay, so I remind you, because it's really important and it's explained in our documentation, don't use the administrator for business operations in the multi-companies, because this user is mostly used for debugging stuff and configuration, but this user doesn't respect all the access rights constraint defined in the system. It's likely where your issue comes from. Nicolas Seta is asking, how can I show my clients the current account on the personal portal? The current account, what do you mean by current account? The balance, what they own you, or what's in the customer portal? And I can show this to you right here. This is what they will see when logging into your website. They will click My Account, and there they will see a list of quotations, orders, invoice, etc. Taking a look at the invoice, because you are talking about the account, so I assume you are speaking of you mean the balance. Here you see the status of every single invoice. You can even let them pay online, and that way they know exactly what they owe you. That's it is how it works in Odoo. So it's really convenient. Okay, next question from Carlo, who actually is from Croatia. Hello, Croatia. In Croatia, we have certain rules our invoice need to look. For example, we need invoice to have invoice fiscal position information like our R1 company, R2 small owned business. Yes, okay, you can add any kind of information to your invoice layout. Going to the invoicing tool. You can define so-called fiscal positions here. Those fiscal positions can be also set at the customer level, so that they are automatically set in your business documents whenever you deal with this customer. And you will find this right here in the fiscal position of the customer. And then when creating next invoices for this customer, you will see this this field automatically populated, which is really convenient. Here, for the purpose of this okay, it's already paid. I need a draft invoice. Good. I will set a fiscal position manually, and I think you can type some information right here. With this tooltip telling you that these mentions will be printed on invoices, and I think it's what you are seeking for. So yeah, fiscal position note, position description, and this should show up when printing the invoice. Okay, something is not working here. It's a test database that I'm using, so it might happen that I encounter error messages like that, because I likely have some other people working with the system and testing other stuff, which is triggering sometimes an error message like that. But don't worry about that. Odoo is definitely super stable. And here are the informations that you wanted to see on the invoice. Okay, so we do have things like that because most of our customers do international transactions, so we are really convenient for such companies. Okay, and still regarding the invoice, actually you had many other questions about the invoices. How to add information about how to pay the bill. Well, it's the payment terms. You have the payment terms. So you have many fields available there. The payment terms here, and you can add a description here, description on the invoice, so about how you are supposed to get paid. You can also add it here and in the terms and conditions, might be a way, and you can also apply default terms and conditions to show up here. Right, can I add this information to invoice report? So I guess it answers your questions, Carlo. If not, get back to me. Waste Eat is asking, how can I stop the automatic customer creation when an email ticket arrives over help desk? Well, the automatic contact creation is needed to interact with this person. The chatter that you have in a business object in Odoo, here I'm in an invoice, might be in a help desk ticket, is relying on the contacts of your database to interact. That's why contact is likely created whenever a ticket is generated into the system. But that is needed by the system to communicate through the chatter, so that you know. Okay, William is asking, you just said that we should not use the admin user in a multi-company environment. However, admin user is a paid user. Do Odoo plan to change that? No, we don't plan to change that. The admin user is still needed to when it comes to configuring the system, etc. So we can't get rid of this user. But it's not a good practice to use it. Why? Because for a technical reason, we have to keep this this admin of access rights constraint. It's something we need to for administration stuff. But those access right constraints are really needed to not mix up information through the different companies. So one good advice, so it's not mandatory, but it's just an advice I give to you, is to not use the super admin in your multi-company transactions. And here, yes, I understand that you have to pay for one user, but it's always better than paying a couple of databases. It will, of course, be cheaper that way. Okay, Kashif Hussein is asking about the pricing. To know about the Odoo pricing, you go to odoo.com/pricing. So you'll have the price, all the pricing information is available right here. Clicking this top bar menu item. Nicoletta is back on our website, so it means that as of now you can also chat with Nicoletta. She will be very happy to assist you with any kind of question as well, especially if you discover Odoo for the first time. You want to know more about the product, or you are looking for a specific application to cover one of your needs in your company. Okay, you can also chat with her. You've got a choice today. And so, speaking a bit of the pricing, so we have 3 different versions. We have Odoo Online, Odoo Enterprise, and Odoo Community. Odoo Enterprise has 2 offers. One is free if you stick to one app. As long as you use one app, so when starting with the system, basically you will be using one application. For most of you, the system is entirely free. So it's really convenient when starting with it. So there is absolutely no engagement. You can stop whenever you want. It's free. As soon as you start with a second application, you enter in the online pricing that you will have here, with a pricing per application and per number of users. The pricing is a combination of both the number of modules installed and the number of users in your system. That's for online users. We advise the online setup if for any kind of SME with less than 50 users, don't go for an enterprise version with an on-premise setup, because the cost of deployment will be too high compared to what you need from the system. So for most of the companies under 50 users, we definitely recommend to go for the online version, and which is free with one app install, which is really, really interesting. And then the third offer that we have is the open source one, sorry, which is free, but which is only recommended for developers, since you don't benefit from all the services that we have here at Odoo, including the bug fixing, the upgrade to new versions, etc. And you will find it more about such versions in the editions page, where we compare the content and the scope of every single version. To download such enterprise or community version, you'll find the links in the download section, in the footer of our website, and there you'll have the choice between Odoo Community, which is open source and entirely free, and Odoo Enterprise, which includes lots of enterprise applications that enlarge the scope of your business, of your operating system, plus all the services provided by Odoo, including the migrations, the assistance, etc. Okay, taking a look at the last comments we have in the chatter. Likely discussing a lot about the pricing and the discount and stuff. So I can't discuss about discounts here, but this is the kind of discussion you can have with your own sales representative. If you want, reach out with someone from Odoo to discuss about your needs and how we can help you out. Simply send us an email. Well, I guess you will be contacted if you fill in this form, but you can also send us an email through the website from the help support and the contact us. Filling in this form, you'll have a customer representative that will reach out with you ASAP for any kind of a commercial matter. So fill in this form, and we'll have someone available for you. Okay, we are getting to the last 15 minutes of this support session, but don't worry, guys. Another session should come up a bit later. They will be managed by our amazing colleagues in America. So in a few minutes after this session. Okay, we have to install server. Okay, so Kashif, so in case you want to install Odoo on your servers, you will have to go for the Odoo Enterprise. Okay, so you simply go to the download link, and then you will have all the links to get the subscription and so on. Carlo is asking, what is the best way to customize edit reports? For example, how to add custom columns to invoice lines. All my question is related to how to add a database value to reports. I guess by reports you mean the printed documents. It's a bit more technical because it goes to the technical dark side of Odoo. Just to give you a hint about that. Of course, we have a set of good practices that we have when it comes to customizing the system, but when it comes to report, we have the developer mode activated. You'll go to the reports, the printed documents. That you have here, reports. Then if you take the invoice, here is the invoice that we have here, and the code of this report, the way it's generated, is given here by the QWeb view. As you can see, there are a couple of views available. The default one should be this one. So here, this piece of code defines the way the invoice shows up for your customers, and that can be customized. We don't advise to do it from the original document, because in case of upgrades, your changes will be automatically scrapped. But you can do it through so-called inherited views, inherited documents, as it works here for such modifications. And those little pieces of code are actually adding changes to the original report, and those come in this case with add-ons that you can install through the system, and those add-ons bring some changes here and there to the original report layout. And you can do it the same when it comes to your own customization. You create so-called inherited view with the same kind of configuration that you have here, with an inherited view defined, which is the original report. And then you apply your changes. You locate them with a XPath tag, where you target one specific field that you want to modify in the original report, and then you bring here your additional code. It's basically how it goes. So it's a bit less straightforward than customizing the interface, the using interface with Studio, but you can do pretty much, you can do whatever you want in the technical side of Odoo. Of course, this is also our mission to help our customers do that. We have lots of consultants working for customers every day. So for any kind of complex need, contact us. We'll have people that will be able to help you and make all those customizations for you for a very good price. So don't hesitate. So if you have you feel like a lot of things are missing in the default version, in the generic version of Odoo, just contact us, and I'm sure we can manage pretty much all everything you need very quickly with the help of a coach. Okay, and I guess I'll answer your next question, Carlo, and what happened to that edited report if I upgrade to new version later. As I said, if you edit straight the original document, which was here, for instance, for the invoice, all your changes are removed and reset when you upgrade to the new version. So that's why you need to use the concept of inherited views, because the upgrade won't touch your own views that will inherit from the original ones. Okay, I no longer see questions in the pad. Just a few information about Odoo 11 that is right at the corner. I'm sure most of you will be excited about seeing the new version. Basically, for so far it's still a beta, but at least you will see what it looks like. All right, here it is. So this is Odoo 11 running here with many new things. The first one is visual. So we have improved the visuals a little bit with lighter colors, less dark than before. So here is the CRM pipeline with the opportunities. So which looks more modern, more appealing than before, with a couple of new features. For instance, here reminders about the activities that you have scheduled on your opportunities. We have improved the icons. So the visual aspect of Odoo have been way improved. Opening up an opportunity to take a look at the form. Yeah, you'll see that it's much appealing than before, with better colors and a better contrast between stuff. We also have, for big screens, we also have the ability to see the chatter here on the right side, but this only happens if you use big screens. Mine here is not doesn't have an enough good resolution to demonstrate that, but we'll also have a new displaying of the chatter for in case of big screens. There are many new things that will be added to this new version compared to the SaaS, the latest online version that you are using now. Most of the changes have been are dedicated to the inventory and the accounting module, but we wanted also to simplify the configuration of your system in general with brand new settings, brand new dashboards as well. Here is the brand new website dashboard that comes up with the e-commerce module. The menus have been also revamped a little bit in order to be more user-friendly, more business-oriented than before. With, for instance, here a menu dedicated to all the product catalog stuff, kind of things. Taking a look at the settings, it's a brand new settings interface that we are introducing with eventually one interface for all the settings of your system, whatever the application is. So here I can easily switch from one module to the other very easily. I can also use the search. For instance, let's imagine I want to manage UPS. Okay, I will see all the UPS options throughout the system. We can do it for variants, for product variant, for instance. And then it's searching through all the apps, so it's much more integrated than before. That's really great. And many things like that. Yeah. A new tool to manage the next activities, where you have all the activities given by application, etc., etc. So the launch will happen in less than a month from now during the Odoo experience. The Odoo experience is the biggest Odoo event of the year. It will take place in Belgium on October 4th to October 6th. Feel free to register. You can do it from our website. During this event, you will discover the brand new version, but also you will be able to attend dozens of sessions that are business oriented, technical oriented, and that will give you a large aspect of the Odoo world in general. All the information are available on our website. Clicking this banner right here. We organize training classes before the event, and then the unveiling, the launch of Odoo 11 will take place on the first day of the Odoo experience. So all the information on the website. Feel free to join in. It's gonna be great. We'll have some gigs, some nice events with all the community. Most of the Odoo partners will be there, and it's an annual event that will take place in Belgium with all the Odoo people. So that's gonna be a great opportunity to meet us and to see what's going on in the Odoo world. Getting back now to the questions that the last questions that I had before closing this session. Carlo is asking, is Odoo 11 responsive? Yes. It's 100% responsive. Actually, Odoo 10 was already responsive. What we did for Odoo 11 is improving the mobile experience. So if you take a look at the mobile versions, the mobile applications of Odoo, they will be much better in Odoo 11. We are giving a lot of importance to that. But also the native system is fully responsive. Taking, for instance, the CRM, you'll see that pretty much everything adapts to the to the screen that you have. The menu here, the contacts. Let's open up the contact. As you can see here, they all. You'll see that the layout automatically adapts to the kind of screen that you are using. But on top of that, especially for mobiles, we have mobile applications available for Android, and we are about to release it for the iPhone. Okay, on the Apple market very soon. So that should come up in a few days from now. We are just fine-tuning it, but this is coming very soon. So it's really good news for all the mobile users, who are more and more every day. And the community version will keep the current layout, which is less responsive. So to benefit from a full responsive layout, you should opt for Odoo Online or Odoo Enterprise. Odoo Community is still running on the classical community layout. Okay, good. I no longer see questions in the chatter. In case you are just joining us right now, well, we are. I'm gonna now close this session, but don't worry, you'll have someone to answer your questions very soon. A new session should start in a few minutes, and will be managed by our a colleague of mine from the US the US office. I wish you the best with Odoo. Thanks for joining us, and keep up the good work. I hope to see you soon in this in such a live support sessions. Thank you very much for attending, and see you soon. Bye bye.